Tonight, President Donald Trump lost an appeal to keep his tax returns from a Manhattan grand jury. More on what this means for the future of the case.
And Election Day is tomorrow in Oswego County. How to find out where your local polling site is and how to cast your vote.
And the new smoking age in New York State has an official date to change. Details on what the new law and when it will go into effect.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Joseph Vanderweg.
And I'm Maddie Hewitt.
President Donald Trump lost an appeal to keep his tax returns from a Manhattan grand jury, creating a potential Supreme Court challenge. Today, the ruling states Trump must turn in over 8 years of tax returns. The appeals court panel agreed with the lower court, saying Trump is not exempt from a state grand jury proceeding, including subpoenas. But the court is sending it back down to the lower court for an additional argument.
The district attorney subpoenaed Trump's accounting firm as part of a grand jury investigation into whether Trump and his associates broke state laws, like falsifying business records. That's in connection with hush money payments made to Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal, who both allege having affairs with Trump more than 10 years ago. He denies those claims. Soon after the ruling, one of the president's personal lawyers, Jay Sekulow, says Trump would appeal to the High Court.
Tomorrow night, voters will be headed to the polls to select 3 New York State Supreme Court justices from a field of 5 candidates. This year's 3 Supreme Court vacancies were created by the end of Romano Clark's term, Justice Brian DeJoseph's reaching the age of 70 retirement mandate, and the death of prominent Syracuse judge James C. Tormey III.
This is the first year a candidate has received unanimous bipartisan support with the Supreme Court Justice Bernadette Romano Clark securing the Democratic, Republican, Independent and Conservative party lines. Romano Clark is seeking a re-election for the seat she has held since 2006.
The Rivers End Bookstore held an event encouraging SUNY Oswego students to stop in and purchase a book. The event held tonight was sponsored by the Creative Writing Program's Literacy Citizen class. The purpose of the project was to give back to the store after doing a lot for the creative writing community here on campus.
And plans are in motion to bring a second Chick-fil-A to Central New York. The chain restaurant has its sights set on the town of Clay at the former location of Pizzeria Uno. The site has been vacant since November 2018 and the building is set to be torn down so Chick-fil-A can build its new restaurant. The Town of Clay board will consider the application at its regular scheduled meeting this Wednesday.
Comedian and the host of The Daily Show, Trevor Noah, will be making his way to the central New York area. The Comedy Central personality will be coming to the Landmark Theater in Syracuse on January 11th, 2020. Tickets for his Loud and Clear tour go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. For more information, please visit the website at trevornoah.com.
Our reporter Kevin Nestler joins us on set to tell us a little bit about art around the SUNY Oswego campus. Kevin?
Thanks, Maddie. Walking to class on campus would not be the same without the artwork in the quad. I found out a little about these pieces and the story behind them. Oswego students pass by them every day, but never ask the question on where they may have came from. They were first introduced in 2014 in front of the Murano Campus Center, known as the Sculpture Garden, and were created, designed, and built by past alumni. Despite their visual appeal, it seems as if only a handful of students are aware of this. Do you know anything about them?
I actually do not know. I think they look cool.
I know nothing about these sculptures on campus, to be completely honest with you.
Other great pieces of art can be found in the Tyler Art Gallery on campus, which is one of 3 existing locations, the others residing in downtown Oswego and our Syracuse campus. The Tyler Art Gallery stands as a teaching opportunity for artistic students and our community, with access to professional works of art.
That's pretty cool. The alumni are always staying involved in the campus. That's really cool.
What first started out as an alternate to the limited amount of space in the gallery has turned into something that first catches the eye of new visitors to Oswego.
I think it adds a lot to the campus. When I transferred here in my sophomore year, it was the first thing I noticed. I'm like, this is actually kind of cool. The first one I noticed was the cube with the right in the middle. I just thought that had a cool design.
Kevin Nestler, WTOP 10.
The Sculpture Garden receives new pieces of art every year, so when you're walking to class, keep an eye out for the new art pieces.
President Trump is facing yet another lawsuit. Columnist E. Jean Carroll sued Trump Monday for defamation after he allegedly lied about her sexual assault allegation. Carroll says Trump raped her in a luxury department store dressing room in the 1990s. Trump called her allegation totally false and says he has never met her. In a New York Supreme Court lawsuit, Carroll calls Trump's response false and defamatory. Mark Kozowitz, an attorney for Trump, did not immediately respond to CNN's request for a comment.
Governor Cuomo is announcing new legislation to raise the tobacco and e-cigarette sales age from 18 to 21. The new legislation is set to combat new figures which show that nearly 27% of high schoolers in the state of New York regularly use e-cigarette products. In his statement, Cuomo says, quote, "The goal of this law is simple, to prevent cigarettes and vaping products from getting in the hands of our youth and creating an addiction to a deadly habit." The legislation goes into effect November 13th.
New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo announced that the Erie and Wayne counties have achieved accreditation as part of a local emergency management accreditation program. Andrew Cuomo says the public safety is our #1 priority, and it's crucial that we have a strong emergency management services at the county level who can partner with the state during challenging situations. This is its first of its kind accreditation program will help ensure local management offices can respond to any disaster and protect their residents. Accreditation is valid for 5 years with an opportunity to obtain re-accreditation after a 5-year period.
Coming up later tonight, a mall in Virginia bans wearing hoodies inside their malls. More on why the decision was made right before the holiday season.
And McDonald's CEO has been fired after engaging in a consensual relationship, violating company policy. What the company will do now and move forward.
Now let's take a quick look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Christine Gregory.
Christine, what can we expect tomorrow at the polls?
Well, before we talk about that, we'll talk about our current temperatures as of right now. We are in the low 50s, 52 here in Oswego. Now, this is actually slightly above average, but we are also a little bit breezy outside tonight, which is making things feel a little bit more on the chilly side. So if you want to pour that cup of coffee tonight, maybe even some hot chocolate, if you're going to be up late studying, not really a bad idea. Our radar and satellite right now is showing mainly dry conditions. I know it's showing some precipitation over Oswego, but this is not making it to the ground. However, we are going to expect some rain showers tomorrow morning that I will time out for you coming up right after the break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. We're joined here at the desk with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Christine Gregory.
So what are we expecting for the next couple of hours and the next coming days? Because, it's getting colder. It's officially November, so weather's changing. So what are we expecting for this week coming up?
Yes, well, if you remember this morning, we actually started in the upper 30s, so a really chilly start. But we right now, we do have temperatures. They warmed up quite a bit in the low 50s. And 52 here on Oswego. As you can see, a few spots are a little bit colder, like up in Lowville at 46. Zooming out, you can see we have a little bit more chilly spots, like out in Glens Falls, 42. Down to the south, 46 degrees. So we're actually seeing a little bit more mild temperatures because of a warm front that moved through the area. That's also giving us some windy conditions. Winds currently right now out of the south at 15 miles per hour in Oswego. And we can expect to remain breezy heading into the overnight hours. But radar and satellite right now is showing dry conditions that we were seeing mainly all day today. However, if you do look off to the west, we do have a low pressure system right to our north. See that warm front I was talking about earlier that moved through. But overnight tonight into tomorrow, we have a cold front moving through that's going to drop temperatures just a little bit and bring some overnight rain showers. So right now you can see by midnight, we're still going to remain mainly dry. You can see those scattered rain showers don't start to move into the area until about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll wake up in the 40s. As you can see, those scattered showers continue into your noon hours, temperatures remaining in the upper 40s. We do tend to dry out for your Tuesday afternoon, but take a look at the evening hours Tuesday into Wednesday. We're watching this lake effect rain, maybe even a couple of snowflakes in there for your Wednesday early morning, but nonetheless for your Wednesday, we are expecting to be mainly dry with mostly cloudy conditions. So to recap for tonight, you can expect to be mainly cloudy, staying dry all throughout your morning hours. We start to see the rain begin tomorrow around 7 a.m. and continue all the way throughout your afternoon into, as you can see, tomorrow is election day, so timing that out for you. If you're heading out to the polls early in the morning, you can expect to be in the low 40s. Temperatures don't really move out of the 40s much by noon. Rain showers will continue into the afternoon hours, but by your evening, we do catch a break with mostly cloudy conditions, but we are going to be on the chilly side, so definitely pack that jacket if you are heading out to the polls tomorrow. And to time out the rest of your week, you can expect Wednesday. Again, we're watching that lake effect rain snow shower band, but mostly dry for Wednesday. We remain in the 40s. Thursday, we're watching this coastal system that's going to possibly bring our next snow event for mainly south of Oswego, but nonetheless, keep an eye out for that. Friday, more flakes in the forecast as we have temperatures in the 30s on Friday. Your weekend looking a little bit drier, but look at how temperatures don't really make it way out of the 40s until your Monday. We drop down to the 30s. Stay tuned for more of your nightly news. You're watching WTOP News at 9.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. Mann's Packaging is recalling more than 100 vegetable products due to bacterial concerns. This recall was in response to a notification issued by the FDA and the Canadian Food Inspection Agency responsible for this, for possible contamination of Listeria bacteria called monocytogenes. The packages have a goodbye date of October 11th, 2019. The products were sold under a variety of brands, including Trader Joe's, Sysco, and Signature Farms. According to the company, there have been no reported illnesses.
A man in Norfolk, Virginia has new safety protocols, including a ban on hoodies in the wake of a shooting last month. Nana Centuno Bonzo has the story.
There's a new sign posted at each entrance of the MacArthur Center.
I did not see that sign today.
It says, please remove hoods before entering MacArthur Center.
I put this on today because it was cold, it's comfortable, I can carry everything I need in my pocket and didn't think nothing of it. I thought it was cute.
The poster was placed there by mall management to enforce their dress code policy regarding hoodies.
I feel like it's for safety, for everybody's safety up in here.
News 3 obtained a letter that was sent out to mall tenants from the general manager today. It talks about holiday plans and an update from the Norfolk police regarding the recent arrest of 2 men involved in the shooting inside the mall that sent a shopper to the hospital last month. In the letter, management also addresses an update to the code of conduct. Loitering is no longer allowed in the mall.
I think about the things that have happened here recently in regards to the shootings that have happened here before, and I kind of understand the worry given how many people go in and out of the mall.
To help reduce the number of people just hanging out, the mall also removed public seating areas, including a charging station. But the rule that's getting people's attention is the hoodie.
It kind of makes sense to a degree, but I understand how it could rub some people the wrong way.
I mean, again, I get it, but at the same time, they're going to start banning sunglasses and hats, and what's next?
The mall says they're working with the police department to increase patrols throughout the property and behind the scenes.
I just want to see everybody happy.
The mall plans to work with police to increase patrols and safety.
Santa Fe teenager Demetrius Pachorchis, charged with capital murder, has been declared incompetent to stand trial after the shooting in May of 2018 that left 10 dead and 13 injured. Pachorchis was evaluated by 3 experts from separate parties, being the defense, State District, and Galveston County District, all reaching the same decision. Pachorchis will be transferred to a psychiatric hospital for 4 to 6 months preceding his trial in February in hopes he will regain competence.
The CEO that completely redesigned the McDonald's we know today has been fired. Steve Easterbrook was fired after having a consensual relationship with an employee. Shortly after stepping down from his position, the company commented on his actions as poor judgment in their eyes. Easterbrook will be temporarily banned from employment from any other big competitor for the next 2 years in accordance with his separation contract from the company.
40 years ago today, in 1979, Iranian students and activists demonstrated outside the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. They stormed the embassy and took 52 U.S. citizens hostage for 444 days. According to Iran state media, rallies and events were staged across the country today. Students celebrated the anniversary by parading around the streets, burning American and Israeli flags, and chanting, "Death to America."
A high-profile murder trial in the low-profile town of Cripple Creek, Colorado. Patrick Frazee is charged with killing his fiancée last Thanksgiving, and John Lawrence reports.
Patrick Frazee's fate will be determined by a jury of 7 women and 5 men. The 33-year-old is accused of killing Kelsey Barrett, the mother of his child.
Certainly there's a desire for Kelsey to receive some amount of justice in whatever little amount there may be, but really her daughter's future is really at stake.
Prosecutors say Frazee fatally beat Barrett with a baseball bat and then burned her body in a remote area. Their main witness is Crystal Lee Kenny, Frazee's then-girlfriend, who's also implicated in the case. Kenny told authorities that Frazee confessed to killing Barrett and that she helped clean the crime scene. She pleaded guilty to evidence tampering in February.
When does her story change? After she has a deal with prosecutors for leniency in exchange for testifying against Frazee. So all of that, the defense is going to go hard on that.
Barrett's body hasn't been recovered, which is why Kenny plays a major factor in this trial.
He will be convicted if the jury believes Crystal's testimony.
Frazee and Barrett's child is currently with Barrett's family.
If he's found not guilty, I feel bad for the Barretts, but Patrick is the father of that little girl.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Barrett's parents have also filed a wrongful death lawsuit that claims Frazee's motive for murder was linked to a custody battle over their daughter.
Coming up in sports, Brian Rudman.
Brian, can you give us a quick preview?
Of course, coming up, regular season hockey gets kicked off in the wheelhouse, and the Mets finally in their search for a new skipper. All this and more coming up. You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Brian Rudman with your Monday Night Sports Report. We had a busy weekend in the world of sports, so let's jump right in. Starting on the ice as the Oswego State men's hockey team opened up the regular season with a 6-3 victory over SUNYAC foe Cortland. Following a 1-1 first period, the Lakers ran away with the game, scoring 5 unanswered goals on the Red Dragons. Oswego was led by junior defenseman Max Novick, who contributed 2 goals and 1 assist. The Lakers will return to the ice this Friday when they host arch-rival Plattsburgh in the annual whiteout game. All the coverage of the rivalry can be found right here on WTOP 10. Moving now to the soccer field, as the Oswego State men's soccer team ended their season with a heartbreaking loss to Cortland in the first round of the SUNYAC playoffs. After allowing a goal with under 10 minutes to go to break a 0-0 tie, sophomore Omar Espinoza knocked in the game-tying goal just minutes later to send it to overtime. Following 2 scoreless overtime periods, the Lakers fell in penalties by a score of 6-5 in 8 rounds. Moving to the Diamond, as the New York Mets have found their man. Earlier today, the Mets introduced Carlos Beltran as the team's new manager. The former Met agreed to a 3-year deal that is reportedly worth $3 million. The Mets come off their 3rd straight season without a playoff appearance and will look to turn things around with their young core of Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil. Switching now to the gridiron, as the New York Jets' season of struggles continued yesterday in South Beach. The Jets fell to the previously winless Dolphins by a score of 26-18. With the loss, the Jets fall to 1-7 on the season and currently sit in last place in the AFC East. Coming into the season with such high expectations, many Jets fans are now calling for first-year head coach Adam Gase to be fired following the loss. From one New York football team that is struggling to one who's doing anything but, let's see how the Bills fared against the Redskins yesterday in Buffalo. Dwayne Haskins leading those Redskins up to Buffalo, making his first career start, but it would be all Bills early. Josh Allen in the play action. He's going to find his man Cole Beasley for the touchdown. Bills up early, and they would keep rolling. Josh Allen calling his own number now. QB sneak from the 1, powers his way in. Bills, they're up, but now we're going to jump all the way to the 4th. The defense, they're going to get their turn. Tre'Davious White coming out of nowhere, bringing down Haskins on the corner blitz. Now the offense going to try and extend that lead. Josh Allen, he's going to show off that great athleticism for the big man. He's going to find Brown on the sideline. Great footwork there to bring it down. That would set up this 2nd and goal. That's going to be Devin Singletary. He's going to take it to the left, find his way into the end zone. Bills extend that lead 24-9, and now the defense just going to shut it down. Dwayne Haskins, here it goes, boom, goes the dynamite. Jordan Phillips giving Haskins nowhere to run, and now 4th and 4. Last chance for the Redskins to do anything, and it's going to be Levi Wallace making that stop. Bills are going to win 24-9. Haskins unable to get the win. Bills now 6-2 on the season, their best start since 1993. They're now just 1 game behind the New England Patriots for that AFC East division after the Patriots lost yesterday.
So right now I know good hometown favorite New York Giants. They're playing right now. So
well, they're in
what
action.
does it look like?
You're right. They're in action right now against the Dallas Cowboys. Currently up 12-3, looking to get that big division win for Big Blue.
And Christine, that weather tomorrow, it's looking a little bit chilly for Election Day here in Oswego. What can you tell us about that?
Well, if you are heading out to the polls tomorrow, you can expect some rain showers, mainly in the morning, early part of the day tomorrow, lasting all the way into the afternoon. But if you're heading out more towards the way of the evening, it's going to be mostly cloudy. Temperatures, though, they will be on the chillier side, feeling colder with that rain, of course. So just make sure you keep an eye on that as you go into the day tomorrow. And also for ahead of the week, I'm sure all of you are wondering when we're going to get that first real snowfall. Well, we do have a chance for that Wednesday early morning, as we see a chance for some lake effect rain, mainly snow showers, but Thursday I think we might see that great chance for some snow south of Oswego.
Maybe a little whiteout for whiteout this weekend.
Maybe. But that's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for It Is What It Is.
Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night, everyone.